This is Internet Business Mastery, episode 99.
In a world where bosses control your life and thoughts of escape fill your mind, where inspiration seems dead and cynicism rules the masses, you have a desire to break free. You feel the need to take control. Now, there exists a place where the secrets of freedom and wealth are given to those who believe. InternetBusinessMastery.com. Free your mind.
Hello and welcome to Internet Business Mastery online at InternetBusinessMastery.com. I'm Sterling.
And I'm Jay.
And we're here to help you escape the 9-to-5 and live the lifestyle of your dreams by turning your life's passion into a profitable internet business, even if you're just getting started today. On this episode of Internet Business Mastery, we reveal how to fail at online business in 3 easy steps.
Sweet.
Aren't we nice? And in the quick tip, we share a book about achieving outstanding performance and fulfillment in life and business. And we'd also like to remind you that if you'd like to get a jump start on creating your own profitable internet business using our proven system, you can claim your risk-free trial membership to the Internet Business Mastery Academy by going to freeaudiogift.com. So Jay, last time I saw you, I was picking you up from the hospital. What's going on? Give us an update.
The last time I saw you, I was scooping you off the ground in a pile of mush.
I was putting you on my back so I could walk you out of the wilderness, the hospital.
Took me 8 hours, grueling hours of
to drag your lifeless body through the forest.
How dramatic can we make this? You know
exactly.
Well, anybody who's been following us on Facebook or Twitter knows that we got together recently in Salt Lake to do is it biannual? I guess one of our 2 or 3 times a year we do a strategy meeting in person, and after 3 days decided, hey, let's end this with something fun. So here's a bonus quick tip for everybody. We went 4-wheeling, and just to let you know, when you go to if you start going off the path, and I wasn't even doing anything crazy, and I'm sure people are sensing something happened. Yes, I injured my knee, but here's the lesson is if you start going off the path a little bit, your instinct might be, I haven't 4-wheeled a lot, but I've biked. Your instinct from biking is press the brakes and then put your feet down. Well, putting your feet down is not a smart idea if you've got a machine underneath you that's like several hundred pounds. It's just going to keep going because it's going to jar your leg, which is what happened. It jarred my knee, an old injury, and it's blown up like a big blimp now. So remember, if you ever go 4-wheeling, do not put your legs down on the ground. Whatever happens, it's like stay on the machine, brake, or just bail altogether if it gets bad enough, I guess. And fortunately, it didn't get to that point that I was like going for a tree or anything. But so messed up my knee from an earlier injury, and I'm going to have to go see an orthopedist or orthopedic surgeon, I guess they call it, later this week, and we'll find out the real verdict on this. Now, it's funny, we talked about Strengths Finder recently, and one of my strengths is the achiever who, I start every day at 0 and I have to quote unquote earn points in order to feel good about myself by getting things done. Well, try telling that to me when, now I've last 3 days I've had to like lie on my back with my leg up in the air to get the swelling done, and I just like start going stir crazy. My little achiever's just like, would you do something already? And I'm like just lying there like having to ask my wife, would you get me a drink, please? Because I'm like, I'm not supposed to get up. I'm just stuck there, and she's happy to help, thank goodness. But it's nice to be back up and doing something now, recording an episode. Although after this, I'm going to be lying right back down again because I can feel the pressure and the swelling building up again. But hopefully, we'll get this figured out soon enough.
Well, and I'll bet you have another 10 reasons why to have an iPad now.
Yeah, actually, I've totally been using my iPad a ton. Absolutely. Right. And that's the whole reason for it right there. I needed a reason for my iPad, and so it took an injury to show me the light. There you go.
There you go. I knew it. I guess I got to get injured to have any value in the iPad. That's what I took from it.
Yep. There you go. Well, I guess it's about time, since we're almost to episode 100, it's about time we talked about how to fail instead of always talking about how to succeed. So what do you say? Shall we do it?
Well, it's 3 easy steps, so there you go.
3 easy steps, so let's dive right in.
And now, the features segment.
So, Sterling, let's talk about how to fail in internet business. And like we said, it's going to be in 3 easy steps. But I think a good place to start out is to talk about what everybody wants in internet business, particularly what our listeners and our community want. I think people would agree that failure probably has something to do with missing the mark, not getting to where it is that you want to be. So what is it that we want? And in fact, we've done a number of surveys of our listeners, and one relatively recently, and it was interesting to see, asking them, what is it that you want most by creating an internet business? Of course, a lot of people said something like quit their job or have more freedom in life, more choices, more options. And of course, that translates also into often saying, making money, because people equate money with freedom.
Yeah, and I mean, I can understand making money as a top reason, but I think that actually money is just, that actually translates into other things that we're going to talk about, like freedom. So like freedom of location, freedom of time, any of the other different freedoms. So I think it's obviously really good to get clear on the actual, like, digging deep to what is the main source, which that's kind of what we're going to talk about. And as we go through this, really pay attention to what's coming up in your mind when you're thinking of starting an internet business. Like, deep down, what is it you really want from being your own boss? Like, that's something to be constantly considering while we're going through this particular episode, and as you're deciding if you're going to do an internet business and what internet business to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because we live in a society where money is a necessity, and then money does represent options and things, and often money is a metric for us to look at as to success and how well we're doing. But really, in the end, it represents other things. Like you just said, it represents the freedom to do what we want, or whether it's the freedom to buy more things or freedom to help more people, or whatever we define that as. But yeah, as we're about to see, it really misses the mark if that's all we're concentrating on is just, I want more money. Now, there's two other things that we often hear too. I mean, there's a whole list, obviously, but these three things, so freedom being the first and two more, are the ones that come up the most. A lot of times people say some form of, fulfilling my purpose, contributing to, creating a legacy, contributing to my community or to the world, helping other people, that kind of a thing. So purpose shows up a lot as well, purpose and meaning. Second of all, or third of all, I guess now, the other thing a lot of people say is, well, I want to be able to spend more time with my family or have other kinds of meaningful relationships, or be able to work with the kinds of customers I actually like rather than the ones that drain me. So something about being able to have more time with relationships, or have more relationships, or have the kinds of relationships that we want. So those are the three things that come up a lot: freedom, purpose, and relationships.
Yeah, and after doing this online business stuff for years and studying myself for even longer, I think that really all this comes down to is us trying to find our own happiness. And that's like the dig to the bottom, or what it all kind of comes to is that. So like more freedom really means more happiness. More time with family can mean more happiness, depending on the family, of course.
True.
And so, I think we both realize that what we really need to talk about is happiness.
Oh, that was a beautiful segue.
There you go.
It's as if you knew where we were going with this. That was
Finally,
awesome.
A decent segue after 99 episodes.
All right. Come on. Give yourself some credit. Okay. So yeah, absolutely. Happiness. It really is the thing. I mean, I think a lot of people, if you said, look, what's the purpose of life or the goal of life? I think the answers would often include happiness or some synonym of happiness. And so we're going to break this down into, and this is all leading to how to fail in internet business, but we're kind of backwards planning here. So this leads to what we like to call the 3 pillars of happiness. This is just kind of one model we've put together. I mean, happiness is something that we each define, but taking those 3 things that came up in the survey, and also just stuff that we've found in our progress in our business and success and lifestyle design, we want to talk a little more about these 3 things: freedom, relationships, and purpose. So starting with freedom, there's obviously lots of kinds of freedom. People are saying, I want more freedom. That's why I want a business, make more money so I can have more freedom. And that translates to all kinds of things. I mean, yes, it's maybe freedom to live wherever you want, but it's also probably freedom from an oppressive job, freedom from bosses that you don't like, or coworkers that just, drain your energy. It also is freedom from yourself, from harmful internal beliefs about yourself that limit you and hold you back, or false beliefs about the world that hold you back. Freedom from harmful social interactions or within society.